Anthony Bowman. So I'm back with you guys, and I'm gonna be talking a little bit more about myself today, and a little bit more about the events I used to throw. So I started throwing events back in Orlando, Florida, and my niche, or like my theme, was I always like to throw themed events. And I also really like to do weekly events. For instance, there's a street in downtown Orlando called Pine Street, and I threw like 5 different weeklies at one point at 5 different venues on that strip alone. Some, were more successful than others. For instance, like if you're a promoter and you have like a weekly going right now and it's successful and you're making a profit off of it, that's gold. Like ride that pony as long as you can. So anyways, one day this new hot venue opened up on that street, and oh, by the way, if you're a club promoter and a new hot cool venue opens up in your area or your neighborhood, dude, you better be the first person knocking on their door, because they're gonna need you more than they need air to breathe. So anyways, I call up my friend at the time, Mo Green actually, and we decided to partner up and we're gonna go check this place out. So we walk up, we go to the elevator, we take the elevator up to their office, and we walk in like the mafia, and we're like, hey, I heard you're trying to open up a new EDM nightclub on our block. Well, you're going to need to work with us because we'll protect you. So, long story short, they gave us their Friday nights. We called the night Trouble, actually, and Mo Green was the resident artist for the night. Oh, and it was great. We had a lot of fun doing it. Like once or twice a month, we'd fly in a headliner to come play. And one night, this guy came up to me and he's like, hey, I really like your events and blah, blah, blah. And I was wondering, if you ever need, someone to help you pay for some bigger headliners, let me know. And I was just like, yeah, okay, great, let's do it. I didn't really put too much thought into it because I already kind of had it. I was working with other people at the time. But yeah, so a couple of weeks went by and I woke up one morning and I was like, I always had this idea where I wanted to throw like an outdoor camping festival type event, and I never did anything like that, but I sure as hell worked behind the scenes with a lot of big name music festivals and learned how they kind of do it behind the shadows, and I definitely had the resources available at my disposal to pull something like that off. So around the same time, another friend of mine was like, yo, I own a 10-acre piece of land, a fenced-in piece of land only 30 minutes from Orlando. So I called this guy up that I met at the club, and I was just like, yo, I have this idea, just a thought, let's sit down and talk about it. So we meet up and we talk for like 30 minutes or an hour or something like that. And he loved the idea, and he was like, I was like, we can do 3 stages. And he was like, no, let's go big, let's do 4. And I was just like, we basically only did 3 because 4 was just a logistical nightmare. So we agreed on a budget that made sense for what we're trying to do, and at that point it was full steam ahead. And we ended up calling it Atlantis, and it was awesome. And we had I actually called the county and I was like, what kind of permits do I need for all of this? Because it's kind of hard just like building everything from scratch. I mean, everything from like the, massive generators that we had, production, building all the stages, and also, we had art installations, a mobile liquor license. People come out with their, selling alcohol for the event. I pulled insurance. We had a nurse on staff. It was a lot of preparation to make it. I try to make it, legit as possible. We booked headliners and booked like close to 50 DJs, which, looking back now, I probably would have done things differently. Also, the community really got together on this. Like, everyone really wanted it to be successful. And it was above me at that point. That's when I realized, everyone working their 9-to-5 jobs and the hustle and bustle with the rat race and all that, people really enjoyed it because it was like a chance for them to disappear and have a vacation and get away for a little while with their friends. And that's what it's all about. It really gives people a reason to live, in my opinion, and that's what truly makes me happy. So most people don't actually know this, but I was planning Atlantis 2 secretly. I actually met an investor, and he wanted to give me the funds to actually be able to do it the right way and book any artist that I would wanted to, and custom build proper stages and hire more staff and new location and all that cool stuff, and we had plenty of meetings, and I had everything laid out all nice and perfect, and he loved my ideas. And about a week before we're gonna actually sit down and talk with our lawyers and go over the contracts and all that, I get a call from him, and he's like, oh, I'm very sorry, but I'm gonna have to put this in back burner for now because I'm having some problems with my accounts because of market and whatnot or whatever. And yeah, I'm not gonna lie, it was a little discouraging. But what can you do? Stuff like that's gonna happen. And really at the time, I kind of wanted to move. So now I live in California and I'm only 25, so we'll see what the future brings. I will say this though, I have a newfound respect for the people that throw these like massive big name music festivals that everyone so desperately loves to go to. It's like basically building an entire city from scratch. This orchestrated symphony of organized chaos with all these moving parts and basically building everything and tearing everything down in such a short amount of period of time. It's remarkable, and I definitely applaud those people. You definitely have to have a certain bloodline to accomplish something like that. So thank you, and thank you for watching. So I actually make a new video every week, and I love you. Thank you, and please subscribe.